iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, to the Iowa Speedway here tonight for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. The Corn Cob 110 here from the Iowa Speedway. A wise man once said, if you build it, they will come. And of course, they built this track in the middle of Iowa nowhere, and we are here tonight, virtually racing at the Iowa Speedway here on the iRacing.com platform. My name is Roger Muth up here in the Turn 3 Racing Studios. We will be bringing you all the racing action here tonight, live coverage here of the end of round number 1 of the playoffs for the Red Light Scrambler Series, because we've already been to Kansas to open up the round of 12, and tonight we are going to cut a couple drivers. It looks like we're going to lose 4 drivers out of the championship playoffs here. Of course, one driver is already locked in. That is Max Terrell. He won last week. You see his name light up in green here tonight. He is already moving on. Drivers like James Skelton, Eric Johnson, Jeffrey Souza, Chris Hammett, Jason Wells, Ethan Troutman, and Joshua Buckley all come in tonight above the cut line. 5 points out of advancing into the next round of the playoffs is going to be Michael Trevorthan. Ryan O'Donoghue is back there, 7 points back. 8 points back goes to Tim Cohn. And the man who needs to win here tonight, well, that is going to be Sean Single. He comes into the night sitting 12th in the championship chase standings. So, with all that being said, there's a lot of things that can go wrong here tonight, and a lot of things that could go right yet for a couple of these drivers. The best factor is, though, you win and you are in. So that's what these drivers want to do here tonight. They want to win to lock themselves in without having to go any farther into, well, I would say the standings, because if you don't win and you're below that 8th place, the season is over. Let's head down trackside, though, to get that starting lineup, and our starting lineup is brought to us by our friends over at SimBox. If you are in the market, race fans, for a button box, you got to look no further than our friends at SimBox today. Head on over to Facebook.com and type in SimBox PC and contact Doug Neal today. He'll make your dreams come from reality to a physical box on your sim rig. Here's your starting lineup, though. Driver the number 64, it's the alien himself. Jason Wells will start P number 1. Ethan Troutman got car number 62, ready to roll off P number 2. It's the driver out of South Carolina, the 86 of James Skelton. Starting in position number 4, he drives car number 4. Jeffrey Souza will roll off fourth position here tonight. Michael Trevorthan, the number 31 Rev Esports driver, will go 5th with the SimBox Motorsports. Number 971 of Nathan Maurer, he'll go 6th. 7th here tonight will be the number 11 of Sean Single. He's got a win to lock himself into the next round of the playoffs. Eric Johnson, car 33, will go 8th. 9th tonight will be Max Terrell. He is locked in. He doesn't have to worry about winning this one. Zach Mitchell in car number 24 is 10th. 11th will go to the number 6 of Chris Hammett. And starting 10th will be the Catman. That's Zach Mitchell. Starting in the 11th position, Chris Hammett got car number 6, go 11th. 12th then will be Joshua Buckley in car number 2. Starting in the 13th spot will be Dalton Williamson with Richard Murdoch alongside him in 14th. 15th to Brandon Feeney. 16th to Brian B. Yankee. 17th to Travis Minto. And then it will go to the 18th starting spot of Dave Bragg. Tony Strano in 19th. Joe Strano in 20th. Rob Higgins will go 21st with Rex Hoyle there in 20. I lost my count. 23rd, Ryan O'Donnell and Turbo Dork Radical Paints. And Kevin O'Brien there in 24th. See, even I get confused up here a couple of times. Brandon Minto goes 25th on the grid. Tim Combs, the golfer. 26th, Tim Williams will go 27th, and Bob Higgins. And the checkered flag all this wide car will go 28th on the grid here tonight. So that is, of course, your starting lineup here brought to us by our friends over at Simbox. There you see the field out there. They are ready. 28 cars deep. All drivers have made the call to the starting lineup here tonight. So we will get each one of these drivers in under the green flag conditions. There you see the field as they go down the back straightaway. This time by, we're going to put 110 laps up on the boards, and we will let these cars eat. It's the NASCAR Cup cars here tonight. It is the final time we will have this generation of Cup car out onto the Speedway, so it's going to be a good one. Of course, we have a new onboard sponsor here tonight. That's the Holy Shirts and Pants, riding on board each and every one of these drivers' cars. We'll get some great shots from them as we get ready. Green flag into the air, and we are racing for the first time here tonight in Iowa. The Corn Cob 110 is underway for Red Light Racing. Great start by everybody as they head down to turn number 1 as they look down the back straightaway. Jason Wells has the top spot. One driver may have just bounced it off the outside retaining wall. It might have been the driver out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He may have made a little bit of contact with the outside wall, but he keeps it going. Lap number 1 will go with Jason Wells here tonight. So one lap just like that in the books. There goes Max Terrell. He'll go to the inside of number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. Souza has fallen backwards here just a little bit in the opening stages of this one. That number 4 machine, that Ford Mustang, has not gotten up to, well, full song and dance, I would say right now. Your top 7 drivers, though, are all championship drivers. First driver not in the championship chase, that will be the car number 971, the Simbox entry. Look at the Catman up top there, going right through the bounces. Catman number 24 of Zach Mitchell here tonight. Driving that Go Bowling number 24. Ford, remember, he did switch manufacturers halfway through the season here, and he's still rocking the Ford Performance Mustangs out there. See if that does pay off for the driver of that number 24 here. There you see to the inside, Chris Hammett is down there. There's also a big battle back behind them. It looks like Richard Murdoch is battling as he'll come down the back straightaway to the outside of the Liquid Molly number 38. Richard Murdoch working the outside. Remember, Mr. Foundation, unfortunately, had missed the playoffs. So Murdoch not racing for a championship. He's 25th being scored on the championship standings coming into this race. Of course, only 4 races left here, counting this one here tonight at Iowa for Richard Murdoch to try and take the best of the rest. 13th position in the timing, or sorry, not in the timing and scoring, but in the championship chase. Nothing's changed out front. It is still Wells out front, but Max Terrell is cutting up the rug here tonight. He'll dive underneath the 62 of Ethan Troutman. That'll put Troutman back a spot. There you see those 2 drivers. Of course, Max in that ever-famous MK Medic number 482 working the inside of the Speedway. Here comes the 4 of Jeffrey Souza. He'll also cut underneath here of that number 62 of Troutman. That'll bump the 62 of Ethan Troutman back to P number 7 running on the grid. There's still the Zach Mitchell entry working underneath the Brandon Feeney K1 Graphics entry. Brandon Feeney with a big bobble that time out of the corner. He did save it. He held on to it, but that could have been pretty bad there for Zach Mitchell. Joe Strano is right there also. Dave Bragg is there in the Jiffy Lube 9:53. One driver sideways down there. I believe that's the 43 of Joe Strano. The driver out of Wisconsin had himself a handful of wheel that time out of turn number 2, and he was able to hang on, so he'll keep rocking around this corn cob track here tonight. Maybe he ran over one of those corn cobs. See the Hell Kitty, number 17 Camaro of Tim Combs, and I was informed that this driver out of Ohio actually has spent some real time behind the wheel, some legends and go-karts. He has done a little bit of racing in his prime before transferring over here to the iRacing platform. So Tim is trying to work his way up 7 spots already. That's one of the biggest movers so far of the evening. That is the biggest mover of the night. Max Terrell, though, now trying to get under Scooby-Doo out there. Scooby's looking for some Scooby snacks, but right now, Sean Single better start finding the gas pedal because he's got to go forward. He doesn't want to go backwards here tonight. Remember, he is one of the drivers that is not locked in until the next round of the playoffs. Max Terrell, who's to the inside of him, he is locked in. He will race at Milwaukee in the round of 8 and then look to see if he can move his way in to that championship 4 on September the 27th. But right now, we're just under 100 laps left in this one, and you're watching the battle for position number 4 on the Speedway. Out front it is still Wells, it's Skelton, it's Trevarthen, your top 3 drivers here on lap number 12 as we continue to watch the battle as they work down the back straightaway. Max Terrell will take the position for the time being. There you see the 62 of Ethan Troutman. He was doing battle with the 61. That is Dalton Williamson, the SK Modified driver here with Red Light Racing. Lastly, was able to pick up that championship over there with the checkered flag on this SK Modified series. Now Dalton, remember, here for the 2nd year. This is his sophomore season with the Scrambler series, and he's trying to get some better performance here. So he has actually switched over to a Ford. Almost fell out of my chair for a second. Used to seeing Dalton run some Chevrolets. Of course, you see him here tonight in that Ford number 61, the big old F on the hood. I think they also circled the problem on the back bumper of that number 61, so we'll see if that comes into play a little bit later on. Tim Combs under fire here because here comes Dave Bragg down to the inside. There you see the 953 Jiffy Lube Chevrolet trying to work the inside of the Speedway. Right behind him, though, that's the number 19. That's the number 19 of Travis Minto. You see Minto now go to the outside here on Bragg. Bragg working the inside of the Speedway. It seems like it has started to migrate the groove up the track just a little bit here tonight. Behind them, you see Rex Hoyle back there. Our Holy Shirts and Pants onboard camera footage here tonight. Absolutely beautiful. We got to thank all the guys over at Holy Shirts and Pants for bringing us some great camera shots around the Iowa Speedway inside these cars. There's your race leader, though, the 64 of Wells. A great shot there by the drone camera. Brought to us by our friends over at RB Custom Rigs. Remember, race fans, if you're in the market for a custom PC, look no further. RB Custom Rigs has it. You want a 3090? They have it. You want a 3060 Ti? They have it. Rick Bell is the man over with RB Custom Rigs. He can make sure to get you out onto the track running lap times like some of the best iRacers. Well, we got to give a big shout-out out there. Cody Wooten tuning in. Of course, Brandon Feeney and Richard Murdoch's old papa out there tuning in tonight to see if the old man can park her in victory lane here tonight. So far, these 3 drivers have started to run away with things here tonight. Jason Wells, James Skelton, and Michael Trevarthen. There you see that 31, that Ford Performance, Cobra Jet number 31. Michael Trevarthen, of course, picking up his first ever Red Light Racing sanctioned event on Thursday night when he parked the SK Modified in victory lane for the first time ever. So we didn't quite get to talk to Michael Trevarthen last week about his actual parking it in victory lane. We look forward to hopping in and getting to talk with him throughout the week here before we go racing on Thursday night with the SK Modified portion side of things once again. So Trevarthen currently having himself a good back-to-back showing with Red Light Racing as he runs currently in P number 3. Right behind him, the Storm from the north, Max Terrell, has actually started to pull in him. And, well, remember, Max Terrell, you see him lit up in green. He is advanced into the next round of the playoffs. He doesn't have to win this, but he would like to pat that trophy case just a little bit tighter back home in Ontario, Canada. So Max hot on the move here. Picked up 5 spots since the drop of the green flag just 20 laps ago. That time by, of course, Jason Wells leading his 20th lap of the night. A little bit farther back into the field, though, it's the Legends driver, the number 6 back here of Chris Hammett. And if you know anything about Chris Hammett, he is one driver that will not roll over here tonight. He did graduate out of the SK Modified ranks right here into the Scrambler Series on Monday night. His second season also here with the Scrambler Series, and currently he is running in the 9th position. He is one of those hopeful drivers that are trying to work their way into the next round of the playoffs. Remember, top 8 here tonight will advance into the round of 8. So 4 drivers tonight will be going home. Sean Single's only hope would be to win this race. He is currently running up into the 5th position with car number 11. So as they come down here into the corner, there you see the battle for the race lead has started to heat up just a little bit. James Skelton, Mr. Fisherman, has now caught the alien out front. Wells won the season opener and then snagged himself another win throughout the season. 2 wins on the regular season. Hasn't been able to park the 64 in victory lane in the first round of the playoffs. Trying right here. 1 car to pit road, though. Unscheduled stop here on lap number 24. A little bit early. There you see the Valvoline. Checkered flag auto supply, number 41 of Bob Higgins, the driver out of Massachusetts, comes to pit road. He'll be the first one down, and this is an unscheduled stop for car number 41. Estimated another 10 laps here before the pit cycle really would start to swing into full effect. Right on board with our Holy Shirts and Pants onboard camera here, looking back on the second place car, the Carolina Elite Real Estate, number 86 of James Skelton. He is hounding all over. He has a really quick, long-run car here. About a car length, maybe a car length and a half in between those 2 drivers as they work down the back straightaway. They have opened up about a second and a half over Max Terra, who did just pick off Michael Trevarthen, and it was a very quick pickoff about 3 laps ago. There was no big hold up there, so Max is running in the 3rd position. These drivers back here, they're having themselves a heck of a battle. The 17 of Tim Combs, Rex Hoyle is right there. Oh, and a big slide out of turn number 4. Brian Bianchi and the Culpeppers. Bakery and Cafe, number 914, one of those Rookie of the Year candidates this season. Of course, coming in with his teammate Rex Hoyle, who is right back there. You see the driver of the 954 out of North Carolina battling that Southwest number 19, the driver out of Norman, Oklahoma. Oh, a little contact there out of turn number 4. Hoyle's going to hold the wheel steady as Minto slid up the speedway just a little bit. And how about the Turbo Dork Radical Paints of Ryan O'Donnell? He is right there. He's right behind this battle, and he doesn't quite know where to go right now as we ride on board with driver out of Michigan. Ryan O'Donnell works down the back straightaway. He's currently sitting back into the 21st position. He got home just in time. He was away. He was down, I believe he said he was down in Virginia. He made, sideways. Ryan O'Donnell's going to go up and over as we're on board with the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. Ryan O'Donnell is going to go up, over, and spin it around out of turn number 4. And the Purple People Eater number 98 is, well, it has definitely seen better days here at Iowa as the front end of that car is all tore off. Remember, coming into the night, Ryan O'Donnell, he was sitting 7 points below the cut line. 7 points below. And, well, with that damage and bringing out the first caution flag of the night, that is not what Ryan wanted to see. Let's take the look back here. Watch the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. He's going to get sideways off the corner when he goes to correct it. Turn 4 and up and over. He was actually hit by one driver as he came by. I don't know who that was right off the cusp there. Take another look. He's there. You see Ryan O'Donnell, and I believe that was the 907 of Tim Williams in his Chevrolet. Came in there with nowhere to go. So that'll be the first caution flag of the evening here at Iowa. As you see, pit road is a very busy place. Jason Wells and James Skelton all coming to pit road and bringing the entire field because everybody needs to take some tires and Sunoco race fuel. 4 tires and fuel will be the call here, I'm sure, up and down pit road. Plenty of tires left in the pit stalls tonight. Don't have to worry about that. The jack drops there for Wells. He'll win the battle off pit road. It'll be Wells, Skelton, Max Terrell, Michael Trevarth, and Sean Single. So your top 5 will all stay the same way, exiting pit road. Souza, Troutman, Chris Hammett, Dalton Williamson, and Eric Johnson is how they all come out of pit road. So with the first caution flag flying here on lap number 27 here tonight, gives us a second to thank all the race fans that are tuning in out there tonight, whether you're watching us live on the Turn 3 Racing Network YouTube page or if you're watching live over on Facebook.com. We thank each and every one of you race fans for your continued support here on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch some of the best leagues here on the iRacing.com platform. Tonight, the RB Custom Rigs Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing is what you are watching here from the cornfields of Iowa. It's been a great showing so far for these drivers as the first caution flag does fly here tonight. Trying to see who will lock themselves into the next round of the playoffs. You notice right now the drivers that are all highlighted on the left-hand side of the screen. You see Wells up there at the top. He is highlighted in red. That means he is not locked into the next round of the playoffs. Skelton is not locked into the next round of the playoffs. The first driver you see, that's the driver highlighted in green. That's the 42 of Max Terrell. He is into the next round of the playoffs. Michael Trevarth is sitting there in 4th. Sean Single needing to win. He's back there in 5th. Jeffrey Souza in 6th. Troutman is 7th. And Hammett is 8th. First driver not in the playoffs. He is back there running in 9th position. That's the 61 of Dalton Williamson. Eric Johnson is sitting there just inside the top 10. He is the 10th place driver. He is also in the championship hunt. Then you got to look back there. You see the number 2 of Joshua Buckley. And all eyes have been on Joshua Buckley here coming into the night. A lot of, bulletin board material going up on a lot of these drivers' sim rigs about this number 2. He wants to advance into the next round of the playoffs, probably more than anybody right now, because, well, it's been a long time since Joshua Buckley has advanced into the round of 8. And he says this is the best he's felt in years on iRacing. Of course, remember, old Granny Hips has problems with the hips, and that's never a good thing when you're trying to, sit down in your sim rig for a long, extended time. Lights on the old iRacing.com pace car are out here tonight, so the first caution flag is cleaned up, and we are ready to go back under racing here tonight under the lights at Iowa. All cars out on the Speedway except for Bob Higgins, who was down, and actually it looks like he is coming back out onto the Speedway. Ryan O'Donnell has not returned to the Speedway just yet, so Ryan is sitting down on pit road with Turbo Dork Radical Paint's purple Peeper Eater machine. Bob Higgins is being scored 1 lap down, though. We will come this time into the restart zone. There the field comes out of turn 4 with no iRacing pace car. That means they're going green flag racing here. 34 laps have been completed. Wells with another great start over James Skelton, so he'll lead him off of turn number 2. A little bit of a wiggle that time for Skelton as they come screaming by the camera down the back straightaway. Everybody going to get lap number 1 in the books here. We're clean green on to finish the first lap back to the green flag. 1 car down to the inside there. I believe Brian Bianchi, the Cold Peppers. Bakery and Cafe Tuxedos by Ted Best Dressed Award. 914 has gone to the infield. Was able to gather up that 914, so we will stay green flag racing here tonight. The battle, though, here comes the 62 of Ethan Troutman. He'll peek down to the inside of turn number 1. Caution lights are coming on. Car number 40. It's the Silver Bullet Coors Light entry. has gone around. The driver out of Massachusetts having some issues. Rob Higgins. So right now, Rob Higgins is going to be the cause of the caution, and I believe Brandon Minto, oh boy, yep, the driver out of Norman, Oklahoma, has had some problems here in the Keystone Light number 5. So a couple drivers having some issues, and actually I'm being told it is the Minto machine that brings the caution flag out, so let's take a look. What happened to the number 5 Keystone Light entry? Oh, we got back to the throttle, and that'll do it. That will do it, that's for sure. Of course, you see Rob Higgins. He went down below. See if we can follow the 40 here. What happens to Rob Higgins? Oh, a big checkup. Bragg is actually the one that hit the flying number 5 machine of Minto. And that put Higgins in the wrong place at the wrong time. Right on board with Higgins in the Holy Shirt and Pants on-board camera here tonight at Iowa. Just minding his own business down on the bottom side. There you see Minto coming down pit road. We'll see if we can possibly get a word in with Brandon Minto here under the caution flag, because that's a lot of serious damage on the 5 machine. Good news, though, for Bob Higgins, at least one of the Higgins here. Bob will get his lap back. He is the lucky dog recipient here in the second caution flag of the evening. So Bob Higgins will go back around here and be able to tag the back of the lead lap cars. And I believe we do have the driver of that number 5 of Brandon Minto as he's down on pit road. Let's see if we can catch a word with him real quick. Brandon Minto, a tough one here tonight at Iowa in the early stages of this one. That number 5 car pretty well tore up.
Yeah, I just overcorrected just a little bit too much, and then I got 12 minutes of optional. So I think my race is pretty much done now looking at it, but I was just having fun out there and knowing I'm not in the playoffs, so just hanging out in the round in the back. This is what I was trying to do, and I ended up wrecking it.
You ended up wrecking this number 5 machine here tonight, but how good of a car was this 5 while it was out there on the track?
Oh, it felt good. The whole time in practice, I felt like it was just a little bit too tight. I was just oversteering it a little bit too much, so I made a little steering differential change and brake bias change, and it felt fine. But then just start on the outside line there a little bit, and then I just ended up hitting the wall, and I don't know. I'm really upset with myself right now, to be honest.
Well, rough night here for Brandon Minto. It was a rough go of it. He will now be down onto pit road. We'll see if he can get back out there onto the raceway. We hope the Norman, Oklahoma driver has not sustained a concussion here tonight on iRacing. And, of course, well, we see a couple of those Sean Single fans tuning in here tonight. Of course, Sean needs to win. That's the drama line here tonight. Sean Single needs to win. The driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts, the BK Paints Platinum RV Services McConey Setup Shop in the Holy Shirt and Pants car, needs to get Scooby-Doo up to the front here tonight and see if he can park it in victory lane, or if that worst-case scenario, he is going to have to hope that a couple of these drivers, like Ryan O'Donnell, has had some issues here in the early stages of this one, and it does look like Ryan is out of this event, so that's not a good call. Or not a good opening here for Ryan O'Donnell. He will be eliminated here leaving Iowa. So that moves now the number 11 of Sean Single up another spot on the timing and scoring. And I'm reading it correctly. He is actually right now on the cut line. He is 1 point below a transfer spot in to the round of 8. Not quite to the halfway point. Still a lot of racing left to go here tonight. So can Sean Single do it? Mr. Alien Jason Wells, though, as the iRacing.com pace car lights are off, he will restart to the outside here. We'll see if he can make a charge here on this restart and pull away from the number 86 of James Skelton, who will restart on the inside lane Inside row number 2, though, will go to the 42 of Max Terrill, and to the outside of him, it'll be Michael Trevarthen. Jeffrey Souza sits back there in the next row on the outside lane, the inside lane going to the number 11 of Sean Single. That's your top 6 drivers as we get ready to go back racing here tonight at Iowa. Green flag back out here tonight at the Corn Cob 110 here at Iowa, and it's going to be a great start by that outside. But look at James Skelton. He'll propel himself down the bottom side of the Speedway for fresh tires, and the shortest way around, he will take the race lead down the back right away. As he enters turn number 3, he has that short lane around once again. But now Wells has to make the choice here. Does he want to stick to the outside? And he does. He had a chance to go back down to the bottom side of the Speedway. Leading that lap, though, for the first time here tonight, a new race leader at the line. James Skelton will lead lap number 43 here tonight. Still side by side for the race lead, and they're side by side behind them for the 3rd position also. So these drivers all packed in here, jammed up jelly tight, and they're rolling around the Iowa Speedway. Back to the race lead, though. He'll take it back. The 64 of Jason Wells takes that spot back, and it looks like Michael Trevarthen is going to be able to hold off the storm from the north here as Max Terrill is starting to fade on the inside lane. Sean Single not going to quite be able to make it. He'll go a lane higher on the entry to turn number 3. Not going to quite be able to have the momentum wound up that time. Let's see off turn 4. Max is going to give him the outside lane if he wants it. So there is the opportunity now for the number 11, Sean Single, to pick up a spot down here at 1 and 2. They're still side by side, and actually Michael Trevarthen slipped a little bit on entry there, so he allows the 42 of Max Terrill to start to really close the gap on him. Joshua Buckley's battling back here. He's got the 62 to his inside. This is just inside the top 10. The 62 right now of Troutman is in the playoffs, and he is battling with that number 2 of Joshua Buckley for the final spot in the playoffs. They came in separated by 1 point. Troutman was 1 point ahead of Joshua Buckley, 2 points to the good in the playoffs by Josh Buckley now getting around him. That's going to put them dead even on the cut line. And remember, Sean Single's out front, and he's inside the top 5. He's having himself a night here, doing exactly what he needs to do. Just out in front of Joshua Buckley, it's Mr. Foundation. Old Mr. Murdoch. Richard Murdoch right now holding down the 8th position here tonight. See if he can continue to climb through the field, but Tim Combs is the biggest mover so far. That SRT Hell Kitty Chevrolet, it has definitely got the speed underneath the bonnet here tonight. He is, of course, right ahead of that number 61 of Dalton Williamson. Cars that have made it back out onto the track, though, there you see the Silver Bullet entry of Rob Higgins. He is back out there. Of course, there you see the 907 of Tim Williams, the Canadian Bacon Eater. 907, the Platinum RV and Services 907, is sitting there currently in the 22nd position, right behind the other Canadian. Well, that is Brandon Feeney. Brandon Feeney having a little bit of issues there in the Liquid Motley entry, so around goes the man that lives a couple hours up the road in Canada. Tim Williams will now take the 21st running position right now as he is trying to run away. You see Joe Strano in the 43 battling with Nathan Maurer, and Joe Strano was away for a couple of weeks, had to take a couple of weeks off here from the iRacing.com platform, and well, it's good to see him back once again here for the 2nd week in a row. He's got, of course, that green car back out there onto the Speedway, the Green Forest Tree Supply on board his Chevrolet here tonight at the Iowa Speedway. There you see Rob Higgins making a move down to the inside here on Brandon Feeney in car number 38. See if he can make it stick. Hasn't quite been able to do anything with that car, but up front here comes the number 4, Jeffrey Souza. What a year it's been for the number 4 so far. Rallied off a bunch of top 10 finishes here, and oh, he's going to make a little contact there. He just rubbed fenders, that right front fender into the left rear fender of the number 11 of Sean Single. They both kept it going in the right direction, but boy, was that a close one. We're be halfway home in this one in 2 laps. Will it be Jason Wells out front, though, as he continues to set the blistering pace here tonight at Iowa? He has led the most laps. All he has to do is lead another 2 laps to be able to clinch. Actually, it's going to be 3 laps. I forgot at the timing and scoring stripe. Skelton did lead 1 lap here tonight. So Wells currently holding a very steady line down around the bottom side of the speedway. Take a look back there. There you see, here comes the 42 of Max Terrell. He'll dive down to the inside of the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen will go a little bit wider that time, down in 3 and 4. Max making the inside work to his advantage right now. But he wasn't quite able to make the pass. It got a little loose that time off turn number 4. So car 42 rolling back there into P number 4 once again. So everybody really pushing hard, but everybody wants to keep off each other. Joshua Buckley running 8th there. Murdoch is running in the 7th position. Then you see the 6 of Chris Hammett. Dalton Williamson back there. And Tim Combs, once again, 15 spots running into the 11th position. So we know the number 17 really has a lot of good speed here in the middle portion of this race. But we will see if he can hang on to car number 17 here tonight. If he can keep the wheels underneath it, because here comes the 33, the Dirty Mo Radio Eric Johnson entry. Back driving a Chevrolet here tonight at Iowa. Last couple of times we've seen the 33 of Eric Johnson. He's been behind the wheel of a Toyota. '62 of Ethan Troutman has really faded here since we went racing, falling down 11 positions tonight here on our scoring pylon, and trying to get back a couple spots here. Tim Combs looks like maybe he burned up the tires just a little bit early. So a long way to go. Here comes the cat. Whiskers, we're going to call him. Whiskers, the cat, driving car number 24 here tonight. And race fans, the joke, as Max Terrell just picked off the 31 of Michael Trevarthen once again. But as we look at car 24, Zach Mitchell, 30 minutes before tonight's race, turned around and his cat was chewing through his Ethernet cable. Next thing you know, he turns back around, he looks at the old computer, and, well, there is no internet connectivity. So Zach Mitchell had to scurry, had to check the house real quick for another Ethernet cable. Coming to find out 30 minutes before race time here tonight, he didn't have a backup Ethernet cable in the house. Well, he looked up on his Google Maps and found out that there was a Best Buy just 6 minutes down the road. Hopped in the car, headed over to Best Buy, ran inside, got the cord, made it back here to his sim rig and back onto the iRacing server with just 6 minutes left in his session here before the qualifying session started. And he did start this race with just about next to 0 practice time with that Ford Mustang, but he is now into the 14th position. That's down 10 spots from where he started as we have the pass for the race lead, as it will be James Skelton picking up the race lead, as I believe something happened to Jason Wells. So Wells falling back to P number 3. Max Terrell picking up P number 2, and now he is going to try to run down James Skelton. What does he have? So the race has changed hands once again, and it has gone in favor now of South Carolina's own James Skelton. This is the pass for the race lead right here. Watch it as he set him up perfectly. Coming out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, just dives it down to the inside and really sails it off. It looks like Wells actually missed his corner completely, falling back there into P number 3. So that's what the pass was for the race lead. So Skelton now leads us as we work down the back straightaway here on lap number 65. There you see the nose of that number 42. So it is a Toyota out front here tonight, with a Ford in second and a Chevrolet back there running into the 3rd position. A lot of big moves back here, though. Look at Joshua Buckley still working inside the top 10, but now he's got Dalton Williamson working the inside of the Speedway here with that Ford Mustang. I would say two Ford drivers, but it's very awkward when you see Joshua Buckley driving a Chevrolet here with the Cup car, and then you see the 61, who's very loose that time out of turn 4, driving a Ford. It's just reversed from their normal cars they like to drive here on iRacing. That Ford has a lot of horsepower down in there on the bottom side of the Speedway, able to really keep it down there. He'll sail it off, though, in 3 and 4. Slide up in front of the number 2 of Joshua Buckley. Big wiggle out of the 61. Dalton Williamson was just all sorts of out of shape with that Ford Mobile 1. Number 61, the driver out of Tampa, Florida, was hanging on to that one for all he had as he works down the back straightaway here once again, entering turn number 3. As now it'll be Joshua Buckley and Eric Johnson side by side, but man, they got also some more cars there. There's the 6 of Chris Hammett, and then Whiskers. Whiskers in car number 24 back there. All right, we'll call him Zach Mitchell. I still think Whiskers is pretty funny. I will, pat myself on the back for that one. I don't actually know what Zach Mitchell's kitty cat's name was that chewed through his Ethernet cable. We're just happy to see that he is here tonight. Big moment here. Here comes the Southwest entry. Here comes Travis Minto. He'll come to pit road, and so will the number 971 of Nathan Maurer. So they pit here on lap number 70. So quite a few laps here. I don't quite know if they're going to be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. I'm doing the math here real quick, and they are just on the cusp. Right there. If this goes green all the way to the end, they're going to have to hope that, they're just going to have to hope that there is no green-white checker at the end of this one for their strategy to play out here tonight at Iowa. Even though it is out front, you see the race lead. It has been extended just under a half a second race lead here for James Skelton as he works down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Max Terriot still rolling the bottom side of the Speedway there. You see that black Ford Mustang back there. Then you see that neon green Alienware entry of Jason Wells. Michael Trevarthen is sitting there in the 4th position with Sean Single still back there running in P number 5. Richard Murdoch is sitting there in 6th. Jeffrey Souza in 7th with Eric Johnson back there in 8th position. Dalton Williamson is 9th. And Chris Hammett rounds out your top 10. That's your top 10 update here as we close in on a round of green flag pit cycles. And Richard Murdoch says, well, I'll be the first one to come out of the top 10, and I'll come to pit road here on lap number 73. So it is time. The window has opened up here tonight. It is time to come down for more fresh tires and fuel here, but will we see anybody else make an early entry to pit road? So the Adventure in Pixels 01 entry of Richard Murdoch will come down, and he'll hit his stall very slowly. Nice, gingerly, and easy. And now the next car to come down. The number 31 of Michael Trevarthen will pit from inside the top 5 here. So he will come on lap number 74. So 2 out of your lead lap cars have come to pit road now. These guys, I don't think they want to come to pit road, but a big slide out with Joshua Buckley out of turn number 2. The driver out of Massachusetts hanging on to his walker that time as that car was all sorts of out of shape. Dalton Williamson, Sean Single will peel off. They will come to pit road here on lap number 75. They think it is absolutely time. So they have a couple laps here to possibly lay down some blistering qualifying laps on the tires that they're just about to get. Who will be the next driver to come to pit road? Oh, Whiskers. Here comes Whiskers. He'll come to pit road. So the strategies are being played here tonight. It's the cut race. Remember, 12 drivers in the championship chase. We're going to cut it down to 8 drivers here tonight. We already know the 42 of Max Terriot will go racing at the Milwaukee Mile. Souza, who had a great season so far, he'll put his championship hopes on the line here as he comes to pit road. He'll bring the 17 of Tim Combs right along with him. So those 2 drivers coming down. One driver going to miss pit road, it looks like. I believe that driver was the 907 entry of Tim Williams. There you see Williams. He'll go down there. He'll use the access road, and he'll come back out onto the Speedway. Roll around the bottom. They're going to lose a ton of ground there for the 907. Eric Johnson has now come to pit road also. When will James Skelton bring down the 86? Not this time by, and Max Terrell is actually starting to lose ground in car number 42. There you see him, because there is Wells, next car to come to pit road, the 6 of Chris Hammett. The 43 of Joe Strano has also now come to pit road. So everybody is on varying strategies. There is not one driver really that is sticking to the same strategy as another driver, and they're all championship hopefuls. So you just never know what kind of strategy will win the race. Will a late race caution come out and change the whole aspect of this one? You just can never put all your eggs in one basket. Not when you come here on Monday night to watch the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series for Red Light Racing, because, boy, don't blink. You're going to miss something. That is for sure. Your top 3 going to stay out once again. Joshua Buckley and Ethan Troutman will be the next drivers to hit that line, and they all stay out here. So your top 7 are going to stay out and come back around at least another lap here, trying to play the long-run game. Question being, the longer James Skelton stays out, drivers like Trevarthen and Single, who have already come to pit road, now here comes the 86. He'll come to pit road. He's actually going to drag along some of his competitors. They will all come to pit road right here. On lap 81, your top 3, Skelton, Terriel, and Wells coming to pit road. Here comes Buckley. Here comes, I believe that's Rex Hoyle back there in car number 954 NC. So the North Carolina driver also coming down pit road at this point. Only the 3rd time we have had a new leader here tonight, and it's going to be Ethan Troutman as having the top spot. Here comes the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. So Michael Trevarthen will unlap himself in car number 31. So now he is sitting in that spot. We'll see where he cycles all back through here tonight. Does look like right now Michael Trevarthen will obtain the race lead once this all cycles back through, and that's just for the time being, because you never know how the tires are going to run down. Now here comes the race leader. It's going to be Ethan Troutman coming to pit row. Will that turn things over to Rob Higgins as you see the silver bullet entry down around the bottom side of the speedway? No, it will not. He will come to pit road. We won't have another leader just yet, but Brandon Feeney says, I can lead a lap here tonight. Can he get across the stripe? No, because Ethan Troutman is pitted just ahead of the start-finish line. So if Feeney wants a lap led here tonight, he'll have to give it at least another round the Iowa Speedway. So right now, Brandon Feeney is the final driver who has yet to come to pit road, and it looks like he will not come that time by. He will keep the Liquid Motley K1 graphics entry out there on pit road, or out there on the speedway. He has yet to come to pit road. Well, once he does, this driver will take over the race lead. It will be Michael Trevarthen. Then it will be Richard Murdoch in the 01, the Adventure in Pixels entry. Sean Single, Jason Wells, Jeffrey Souza, James Skelton, Dalton Williamson, Max Terrell, and Zach Mitchell right now. Whiskers is the final car inside the top 10. So Feeney still continuing to play that long-run strategy game here tonight to try and be off sequence of all the race leaders. With 25 laps to go here, it's the final race before we cut them down to 8. 12 drivers entered, 8 drivers will come out of this one here tonight. So a very long green flag run here. Last time Brandon Feeney came to pit road was on lap number 41. Michael Trevarthen is starting to come, though. He is bringing Murdoch and Single right along with him. 24 to go here. Dave Bragg also coming to pit road. It looks like this will be his 3rd time coming to pit road. Brandon Feeney will now peel off, so Brandon Feeney hands over the race lead. Michael Trevarthen back to the point here tonight. So that'll be actually our 4th race leader of the evening. So after it all cycles through, it will be Trevarthen, Murdoch, and Single, your top 3 drivers. And Single right now is trying to hold off that strong charging Cole Peppers entry. That is the number 914 of Brian Bianchi. Of course, Bianchi is off sequence from Sean Single, so that's why he has the fresher tires. Cole Peppers Bakery and Cafe, Tuxedos by Ted, Best Class. best dressed class out there tonight. Bianchi back there running into the 20th position. Johnson trying to get around Whiskers here, and Whiskers holding on to the outside. Looks like Johnson will get that done. So as Johnson picks up the spot, it looks like that's going to be Rob Higgins there in the Coors Light entry. That is not a battle for position. This is a battle for position, though, as Eric Johnson dives down to the inside. "20 laps to go, and it looks like there's one car down onto the apron. I believe that is car 41 of Bob Higgins. He has got it refired, but the Valvoline number 41 was slow off of turn number 4, and it came to a stop down on the apron. The iRacing officials did not throw the caution flag right away. They were waiting to see if car 41 was going to be able to refire, and he does. He refires and pulls away, so that will not bring out the caution flag. Bob Higgins down a couple of laps here. It looks like he has 2 laps down currently to your race leader, Michael Trevarthen, who continues to lead this race. But the battle, here comes fresh tires, and here comes Jason Wells. Of course, remember, Single has to win this one, so how hard will he fight to hold off that number 64 of Jason Wells, because he knows Skelton is back there also. Richard Murdoch, of course, right here sandwiched in between a lot of these championship drivers. He's trying to play the spoiler tonight. What would Richard Murdoch do for a Klondike bar here tonight, race fans, as it looks like they're trying to split him 3 wide and make him the sandwich meat in the middle at the line. Michael Trevarthen leads once again, but Wells has the new tires. He has the inside lane. They are looking to put that 0-1 3 wide. Weren't quite able to get it done that time. Sean Single not able to get the momentum and run. Here comes James Skelton. He'll throw the nose of that Toyota down there. Look, Max Theriault right there. 6 cars under the blanket here, coming to get 16 laps to go. The fresh tires of Wells, Skelton, and Max Theriault all right there. Murdoch going to lose 1 spot. Murdoch's going to lose another spot there to his neighbor. James Skelton will make his way around. Murdoch is struggling on the older tires right now compared to the fresh ones that are just hugging that yellow line down around the bottom. New tires to the inside lane, older tires to the outside lane, as Jason Wells is the race leader with 15 laps to go. Sean Single still trying to find a way around. Right on board here with the Holy Shirts and Pants onboard camera right next to the helmet of that number 11 of Sean Single. He'll look to the inside here on Richard Murdoch. That's the battle for 5th. Murdoch's going to be able to hang on to it right now, as Sean Single had to fall back. Battle for the race lead, though, James Skelton. He is knocking on the door. To the inside, he'll go now here on Jason Wells. The groove has started to really migrate down towards the bottom side of the speedway. Wells sideways, almost into the outside retaining wall, out of turn number 4. 13 laps to go. 13 laps to go in a great battle here. Remember, Max Theriault, though, you see that black number 42 on the inside. He has already won a race. If he would win this race, well, he's already locked in. He just sweeps the round of 12. And, well, it's going to let a lot of these drivers up to wherever the points will fall at the end of this one. Twelve to go that time. It's Skelton, it's Theriault, it's Wells, it's Trevarthen, it's Murdoch, it's Single. That's your top 6. And they, well, have now been run down. Here comes the 4 of Souza. Souza, remember, is off sequence from what these 3 drivers that are in front of him are. He came down on lap number 76, so he has a little bit fresher tires than what the number 11 of Sean Single, Richard Murdoch, and Michael Trevarthen have. Souza came into the night 4th in the playoff standing, so he had himself a good playoff run in round number 1 at the Kansas Speedway, so he is not on the verge. He would just have to finish this race where he is, and he would advance into the next round of the playoffs. That's exactly what he would like to do here tonight. James Skelton will lead at the 10 lap to go marker. Skelton, Theriault, Wells out front. Great battle back here also, though, for Rex Hoyle and Travis Minto. Right ahead of them, you see Ethan Troutman. Troutman running into the 16th position. He is not having a night that he needs. He came in just inside the cut line, and right now, the way things are shaping up, Joshua Buckley would leapfrog car 62 in the overall championship hunt. So that would put Troutman down onto the bubble, and then we see how that is going to have to shake out at the end when all the bonus points are all tallied up at the end. 8 to go. 8 to go, and your leader's working through lap traffic. The two veterans of the Red Light Racing Series showing you how to run here at Iowa tonight. Pit strategy, different sequences is what have got us to the point that we are at tonight. And boy, remember just a little bit ago, Richard Murdoch was the race leader. He has fallen 3 seconds off the front. So Skelton and Terrill have pulled away by about a second over Wells. Nathan Maurer has come to pit road in the sim box number 971, the driver out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, making his way downtown. So he is officially going to be out of this one, out of contention. 6 laps to go. It is still James Skelton out front. What does Max have? Because we're going to see the 5 fingers in the air. It'll be 5 times around the Iowa Speedway here tonight in the Corn Cob 110. James Skelton looking to lock himself in and take his 3rd win of the season if he could. 5 more laps around Iowa. There you see Max. He was searching that time. He was trying a little bit different line. Right on board. Let's see how he runs down here in 3 and 4. Looks like he's able to drive it in just a little bit harder, but the 86 of Skelton able to really get good runs off the corners. There you see the Brian Yankee 914 entry. He is right out in front of the race leaders. He will go to the high side. That'll leave James Skelton to be able to run the bottom side, but look at Max. He is coming. He is there now. He's to the back bumper of the 86 of Skelton as they come down the back straightaway. That's the battle for the race lead right here. Just 4 to go. It'll be 3 laps to go this time by at the line. Right now it is Skelton out front. Here comes Max. He's going to try and turn underneath. A little sideways action for the 86. That will allow Max to close in the gap once again. 3 to go. Max really being ginger on the throttle, rolling, just wrapping the bottom side of the speedway. 3 to go. 2.5 this time down the back straightaway. They have no pressure from behind. It is all James Skelton. It is all Max Terrill. Popsicle sticks up. 2 to go here tonight at Iowa. A chance to advance on the line here tonight for James Skelton. He doesn't need to worry about points if he can just win this race. Max Terrill, though, would like to also go ahead and pick up his 6th win of the season. Will it happen? This time by, we will see the checkered flag auto supply. 1 lap to go here at Iowa. It's the final trip around the speedway. Max Terrill backs off a little bit. Did he burn the tires off of it? James Skelton will lead us off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway for the final time here tonight at Iowa. As he leads them down into the corner, here comes Max for the final ditch effort. Will he be able to get there? He will not. Your winner here tonight at Iowa will go to the 86 of James Skelton. Max Terrill will come in second, but the race back here for the 5th position will go to Sean Single. It was Single and Jeffrey Souza coming across the line. Dalton Williamson will slide across the line for the 11th place here tonight. Unofficial results, of course, are scrolling on the left-hand side of your screen here tonight at the Iowa Speedway. As there is your winner tonight here of the Corn Cob 110 here at the Iowa Speedway. As we won't even get a burnout here tonight, but James Skelton is the winner as the fireworks will go off. So congratulations to James Skelton, Max Terrill, and Jason Wells round out the podium positions. Richard Murdoch will pick up the most positions gained for the non-chase drivers. He will come home sitting in the 4th position. Sean Single is going to be 5th, and we're going to see where the points all really lay there for Sean Single. He was the driver that needed pretty much to win this one, but with a couple drivers like Ryan O'Donoghue and, of course, the 62 of Ethan Troutman having some problems towards the end of this one, we may have just seen him point himself in. We're waiting for all those points to be tallied up. Jeffrey Souza finishes in the 6th position Eric Johnson is going to be 7th here tonight. It looks like Chris Hammett will finish 8th, Michael Trevarthen in 9th, Zach Mitchell goes 10th, Dalton Williamson is 11th. Tim Combs was 12th here tonight with Joe Strano finishing in 13th, Joshua Buckley in 14th, and Mr. Rex Hoyle will finish in the 15th position. 16th to Ethan Troutman. We're going to have to really take a look here just a little bit and see where Ethan Troutman is in the point standings. Travis Minto finishes 17th. 18th to Brian Bianchi. 19th to Tony Strano. Rob Higgins rebounds for a 20th place finish. Brandon Feeney playing the late race pit game. He will finish 21st. Tim Williams will be 22nd with Kevin O'Brien back in 23rd, Dave Bragg in 24th, and Bob Higgins is 25th. Nathan Maurer gets a DNF here tonight. He did not finish. He will go 26th. Brandon Minto did not finish with the 27th, and Ryan O'Donnell, one of the Chase Championship hopefuls, he will finish in the 28th position here tonight. So, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to see if we can see who is in and who is out. We'll be back here with your Renaissance Nutrition post-race show here from Iowa.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the middle of nowhere here at the little track that they call the Iowa Speedway. If you build it, they will come. The most famous saying, I believe, in all of sports history. Well, tonight they built it, and these drivers for Red Light Racing came to put on one heck of a show. It was the final race of the round of 12. 12 drivers entered, and 8 drivers will leave. We do have that in our hand here tonight of which drivers will advance into the round of 8. But we can't give you that just yet. But what we can give you is your Renaissance Nutrition post-race show here, brought to us by our friends at Renaissance Nutrition. Let's head down trackside here and talk to your top 3 podium finishers first here tonight. Let's start things out with the driver of the 86 of James Skelton. James, a great run for you here tonight at Iowa as you park it in victory lane, and you know you are going to advance. But tell us about the closing laps as Max Tarrant was all over the back bumper of the 86.
Oh, yeah, I was definitely sweating bullets on that. My ultimate goal was I just told myself, run my line. I think he would have had trouble getting a run off unless he bumped me. I kind of really slowed myself down in the middle of the corner just to make sure I could get the best launch possible. I think if Max would have qualified a little bit better, I think he could have maybe ran Jason and I down a little bit quicker. I think he was probably the class of the field, but overall that was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun out there tonight. A lot of these drivers came in with a little bit of, maybe a little bit skeptical here of this track and car combination here tonight at Iowa. Was it ever a doubt in your mind that maybe this was going to be a rough one?
Negative, because I pretty much did the schedule for this one. So this is a car combination that I kind of wanted to run, and mostly Josh and I and Richard, we do some testing, on the ones that potentially could be sketchy, and I thought the setup was really good. Like, it was a little loose in the beginning, it got snug, and then it actually got a little bit loose on exit. So I thought it was a great race, car and track combo.
Well, it played into your strategy here tonight at Iowa. You will lock yourself in. You and Max Terrell, you're both going to the next round of the playoffs. So how does the Milwaukee Mile and Pocono International Raceway play into your wheelhouse?
Oh, man, I have absolutely no clue. So Milwaukee, I don't know. I think I've done a few public races there years ago, but I don't remember the track at all, and I haven't practiced any there. So the 86 will definitely be putting the time into trying to find the line, and then Pocono is hit or miss for me. It just depends on the car and then the track, conditions. I think I should be decent. I mean, the ultimate goal is just to make the Final Four. So that's what we'll focus on the next 2 weeks.
Well, a great win here for you tonight, James, who made this all possible and who's going to be helping you in the round of 8.
Oh, man, hopefully I can get, Richard or somebody to help, we can put some practice laps in to see where we're at. Going to next week, thank you, Roger, for the broadcast, all the drivers. I thought, like you said, for the track and the car combination, I thought overall it was a great racing. Had a lot of fun racing with Max and Wells and the Trevathan and everybody and all the drivers that came out. So we got a great group of guys, all the sponsors. I'm definitely going to hit Doug Neal up. That commercial definitely got me last week during the broadcast, so I can't wait to put an order in for with Doug, and then thank you to all the other sponsors.
There you hear it from the driver of the 86 out of South Carolina. He will lock himself into the next round of the playoffs. He will race in the round of 8 at Milwaukee and Pocono for a chance to go to the championship 4. James Skelton wins the Corn Cob 110 here tonight at Iowa. Congratulations to him as he will go on to the next round. Finishing in the second position, well, Max, you knew coming into the night you were locked in, so you didn't have anything on the line other than maybe just go out here to grab another one of those trophies here tonight, but a second place finish. What could you have done to get around the James Skelton entry, who was just out there, looked like he just had a little bit better drive off the corner?
Maybe qualified better. I hit the bump on my second lap going into turn 1, and it shot me at the racetrack. Slowed me down a lot, but overall I needed clean air. That's pretty much all I needed once I got behind James on that second to last run and that last run. Couldn't do anything about it. Middle corner through exit, it would just slide up, and hoping for a mistake maybe in opening, but it never happened, so that's the way it goes sometimes.
How aero-dependent are these Cup cars, whether we're here at the smaller track at Iowa or if we were going to, let's say, the Pocono International Raceway with them? How hard is it with the dirty air on the nose?
Well, with Pocono, turns 2 and 3 are pretty aero-dependent also, and if you don't have the front end pushed down, it slides up easily. Turn 1 has more banking, but here it's long sweeping corners also, just like Milwaukee. Might get it in a few weeks. But the trucks probably different, but they were very aero dependent tonight, and hopefully we get better aero on the next gen cars that will make them more neutral in traffic. I know that's what they try to achieve in real life. If we could get that in iRacing, that would be one for us.
Well, a great run for you here, Max. I know it's not a win, but it's second, carrying the momentum into next week at Milwaukee. Who do you got to thank? I know there's the big fan club up north there watching tonight.
Oh, yeah, my girlfriend, my friend Max, next to anything, my dad, 210-3 Network for the top quality broadcasts. We'll definitely take the next few weeks off to test at Milwaukee. That's an unfamiliar racetrack for myself personally. And then a little bit of testing at Pocono. My hopes are high over there, so I'll need to get as much points as possible for the next 2 races to advance to the finals.
There you hear it from Max Terrill. He comes in as the winningest driver this season. He will advance himself into the round of 8, and now the next driver up. He finishes third onto the podium, and I can officially announce that he will race in the round of 8. Jason Wells, congratulations. First off, you lock yourself into the next round of the playoffs, but tell us about this 64. This Alienware car was absolutely fast out there tonight.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to tonight. Last couple of races have been kind of a grind for me. Got out front, stayed out front. For some reason, I kept looking at James behind me, diving in the corner. I'm like, how is he driving it in so deep? But for some reason, when I got behind in traffic, all of a sudden my car started turning a lot better. So the air was a little bit off for me tonight. Maybe I was just driving it too hard out front. But it was definitely a good run with James and Max tonight.
Now, we haven't run these Cup cars all that very often this season. The last time you had them out, it was over at the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. So, maybe is it, not having as many races this year in the Cup car, did that maybe play a little bit of a factor into tonight in the car handling?
Yeah, maybe. I like the low downforce, high horsepower package, so I'm not really looking forward to the new car next year, but I wish we had more 87 car races this year, but we only have the one, I think.
I think Brandon Minto just fell out of his chair as you said that. I think I heard the thud from Texas all the way up here in Pennsylvania. We're going to have to make sure he's okay after that comment by you, Jason. But
he'll be all right.
He's a tough character. He took a thump earlier tonight and kept on kicking. So, but man, you're locked in. How do you feel into the next round?
I was after Kansas. Kansas was my worst track, I think, and after last week, I was kind of sweating a little bit. But to be honest with you, I got 2 wins on this season. To me, this year has been a success already. So if I can make it to the Final Four, we'll just have to see what happens.
Well, congratulations here tonight for finishing on the podium right behind James and Max as you round down our podium in third. Who do you got to thank here tonight?
You, Roger, for putting on a great broadcast, and all the admins for putting on a great league. And I got to throw a shout out to my sister-in-law. She's allowing me to use her family's condo at the beach this week, so I'm going to be surfing up for next week or so.
Well, there you hear it. Jason Wells is going to be down at the beach, and as he goes to the beach, of course, we're off next week, race fans. We hate to inform you of that, as I'm going to be at the lake. So Wells is going to the beach, and I'm going to the lake for a little bit of relaxation. But congratulations to your top 3 finishers here tonight. James Skelton locks himself in. Max is locked in, virtue of his win back at the Kansas Speedway last week, and Jason Wells will get in on points. So those are your top 3 drivers that finished here tonight, and they're the top 3 going into the round of 8. Who are the other drivers that will join James, Max, and Jason? Well, those drivers, their names are Chris Hammett will go to the round of 8. He has made it in on points here tonight. The next driver up on the docket, he ties Chris Hammett in points. That will be Eric Johnson. So Eric Johnson also going to the next round. Here's the sleeper, the dark horse coming in. Jeffrey Souza will also point his way into the next round of the playoffs. And then there are left 2 spots to go to the next round, and that is going to be the driver of the number 31 of Michael Trevorthen and the man who looked like he was down and out on the ropes who had to win it. Sean Single will race into the round of 8. He made it by 1 point. Sean Single will race next round. And we are waiting for confirmation because there was the tie with Ethan Troutman. We're seeing if Troutman makes it into the playoffs or not. We'll get that confirmation for you, race fans. Of course, you can keep up to date with all the Red Light Racing action over at redlightracing.net. That is redlightracing.net to keep up with all the racing action with the Red Light Racing series, whether it's here going into the next round of the playoffs or if it's the SK Modifieds that you can find on Thursday evening. But boy, do we got to thank all you race fans for coming out here tonight, tuning in on the Turn 3 Racing Network over on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to watch the Scrambler series presented by RB Custom Rigs. Remember to contact Rick Bell if you are interested in getting a custom PC built by RB Custom Rigs, because he can get you out here onto the track with the Red Light Racing series. But for everybody over at RB Custom Rigs, all of the admins, the drivers at Red Light Racing, and of course, all of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, my name is Roger Muth, and we got to thank you for coming out tonight. We hope you all enjoyed tonight's broadcast here from the virtual Iowa Speedway. We hope you all stay safe, and we will see you in a couple of weeks when we head to the Milwaukee Mile for the round of 8 for the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series.